Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for Greenleaf Season 2, Episode 14, The Father's Will. Now, this was a good episode. Irked me to no end, but this was a good episode. I mean, it started off with Lady May thinking that Cat was going to be out of the bag when it came to, what's his name, Lionel, getting there. And she was looking like, wait a minute, so what were you two talking about? Why are you here? He said, it's about Aaron. What about Aaron? So I went to go and visit Storytime. So he went to go and visit his son, and he thought it was weird that his son was acting really shaky and shady, even though it was morning time. It was morning time. Aaron's an early riser, in more ways than one, I guess. And what ended up happening is he thought it was really suspicious. He made his way into the apartment, the one-bedroom apartment, mind you, and that's where he saw Kevin. And, essentially he realized, and then Aaron let him know that he is gay. And Lionel's just so besides himself. He's just like, I can't believe this. It's like he was around Kevin. I mean, Lord, did Kevin go and convert him, essentially, and all that stuff? Well, then he decided, you know what? I'm here because not only did I need to let you guys know, because they're like, oh, that's it? They're like, we didn't know Aaron was gay, but you made this trip to go and tell us something like that? We don't care. We don't really care. We don't. But that was the vibe that they were essentially giving, and I thought it was hilarious at that point. But he wanted Bishop to talk to Aaron to straighten him out. Exactly, to straighten him out. Let's go with that verbiage. Carissa feels a certain way because now Triumph is theirs, but it doesn't really feel like theirs. She's trying to figure out, okay, so is, Lady Skang still going to be there? Because what's going on? Where's her office? What's good with her? I'm just trying to figure that all out so that I can go and know where my role is. And he's like, you by my side. Yeah, that's great and all, but we need to change some things. We need to do some things a little bit differently. Mind you, Carissa realizes that, look, Jacob, he may not have a stern enough hand to deal with all of this, so she's going to make her way down there to the church so that she can go and help handle things for him. Look, that's why I'm actually calling it, because we know how Jacob is. And so then she actually goes and because originally it started off with her giving Jacob head, and I said, wait a minute. So now you're pimping, I know that's your husband, but you're doing tricks because you wanted to be first lady so bad. He's finally giving you what you really wanted, and now it's like, okay, we're back in my good graces. Yeah, you cheated, I forgave you for that. Yeah, you had opportunities to run a big church, but then you threw that away. Now you have it and you accepted it. Okay, now we can be that loving couple that we used to be. Anyway, Charity finds out from Jabari that Tamla Man wants to go invite her onto her tour as a backup singer. That sounds dumb. A background singer? Is that what it's called? Yeah, and she's super excited, super thrilled, and we see that at the church, Aaron is there, and Aaron's trying to say, look, I really like you, Pastor Greenleaf, Bishop, but my dad won't listen to reason. And so then it becomes round one, ding ding, round one of Aaron versus Lionel. And they're going back and forth with Bible verses. And one's basically talking about Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. The other one's talking about, God is love and, no judgment, all that. They're going nowhere. They're kind of going around in circles. Aaron's trying to figure out, so do you love me, Dad? He said, of course I do. But I don't love that other part. No, that can't be. I don't know where that came from, but I'm not here for that other part because I don't like that at all. I'd never subscribe to that mess, so I don't know why you are, as my flesh and blood. I don't know why you are. Bishop's trying to say, look, now hold up now. The Bible does say that, and the Bible also says that. And Lionel's pissed because he's thinking, wait a minute, why aren't you on my side? What's really going on? Why aren't you on my side? Why are you taking this side? I'm not taking sides. Back at the house, Charity goes and runs everyone about her new job opportunity with Tamla, and Gigi's holding the baby. Lady May's over it because Sherry will be gone for 10 weeks. So it's 2 months, give or take. And, well, over 2 months. And you know that it's weird. It's weird how that household is set up. At the end of the day, I feel like the parents would only be truly happy if all the kids were under one roof again. I feel like that's just how their family is set up. So the fact that her little baby is going off far, far and away, but her little baby has a baby, who's going to take care of the baby? Well, why don't we ask Marisol? Can I ask her? It's like, wait, but I'm using her. She's mine. I'm like, she's a person. But when Charity talked about how, well, I guess I could, get some assistant to go and watch it. No, it's fine. You can ask Marisol, but she has a daughter and she has a whole entire life. For her to go on tour with you, I don't know. But then she says eventually, yeah, but you said keep in mind, your sister was able to hold your son and keep him preoccupied. That's why you're able to have that conversation without any fuss. She's kind of over it, but she moves on because Gigi, Darius is texting Gigi. Gigi's like, oh, it's Darius. And she said, oh, okay, what's going on there? Well, we got a little dinner day, a little something. This is going pretty well, Mom. It's like, oh, well now. Back from round 2 in the church. Aaron versus Lionel. Ding ding. And this is where it goes ham. Because Bishop, the thing is, we know that Bishop, I feel like he really isn't like offended or feels truly any sort of way about gay people. I think Bishop's just the type of guy that he just feels like I think he really does feel more so like what Gigi feels, and just more so focusing on the person themselves than that whole, fact that they're gay. And he's kind of trying to tiptoe. You see how I keep going in a roundabout way instead of Bishop's trying to tell his friend, yo, you're really about to lose your son because your son's gay? You don't have anyone else. Hello? You don't have anyone else. What are you doing? That's what I feel like is going on there. And it's messed up because it does get out of control because, Lionel's essentially saying how it's wrong. He's not using the word abomination, but he's pretty much, letting Aaron know that he feels like it's an abomination. And it's like, yeah, he loves his son, but he doesn't love his son and that. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. And Aaron got so frustrated, he looked at his father and said, look, just because you did your dirt with multiple women and it wasn't men doesn't mean that you aren't also a sinner. I tell you, when Bishop is me, side-eyeing everyone, quiet as a mouse until I get my opportunity, just looking at everyone like, what? Who? No. And Lionel's like, oh, no. So then Aaron leaves and Bishop's like, oh, he's a liar. You see, he's a liar. He's gay and he's a liar. And he said, oh, well, if you say so. And we know that his wife was sick and died and all that. So that's why it would make it even worse if he was going and cheating around his wife. Mind you, which I 100% believe. And I don't feel like it was a power move or anything like that. At the church, we have this weird situation where Jacob, he's not fully in power yet. He's not. He has to meet with the treasurer, go over a couple of things. He wants to go and try and merge his Real Church of Memphis with Triumph. But first things first, they get into the office. Clearly, Lady May went and added more decor to the office. You could tell that Carissa appreciated seeing her man there, sitting in that chair. I said, Carissa, you're getting everything that you wanted. Congratulations. Congratulations. And things, it's weird because Carissa's having a hard time trying to get into contact with, Tasha Skanks. She's trying to figure out, well, what's going on here? What's going on here? I don't understand it. After that whole blow up that Bishop had to be a part of, then he went to Lady May. And Lady May, and here's the thing, Lady May is also a traditional Old Testament, you know, God-fearing woman, and because of that, she doesn't see Aaron or Kevin as abominations, but they maybe are like 1-2 tokens up. And Bishop was saying, you know, I understand how, you know, how we feel or how we're supposed to feel about gay people, even though you can tell he doesn't really feel that way towards gay people. He was kind of trying to lead Lady May on to, you know, if it was Jacob, we'd be handling this differently. We would now see that, oh, it isn't as bad as we thought it was, or as bad as people made it seem like. You know that. And she was just like, where are we going? No, it's a sin, of course. But then, because Lady May was friends with Aaron's mother, did old girl ever tell you about Lionel having some infidelities? What? Yeah, Aaron said, or accused his father of cheating on his mother with multiple women. Wait, multiple? And then her face was flushed. She's like, oh God, I thought it was only one. But no, getting too far ahead. So then she says, no, of course not. Lion. At the meeting at Triumph, everything appears to be going well, with the exception of the treasurers trying to tell Jacob, look, it's cost money to merge churches, to add in more people onto the staff. And I get what you're doing, I really do, but maybe if you roll it out next year or the next 2 years, especially since with all the money problems, which again, I don't think we should let people know because it's just too much exposure right now. So he said, okay, but I'll still go see how I feel about rolling out the church, the real Church of Memphis, because at the end of the day, Triumph is mine now. That's essentially the vibe that he was giving. I'm thinking, maybe you want to back up a little bit, because I'm not so sure if that's the case. Charity, oh, she was ready. She saw Aaron, and it was like, how can I help you? What? How can I help you? I just came here to, say I'm sorry. And that's when she went in the whole, how can I help you? Here's the thing. Charity isn't upset that Kevin and Aaron did whatever. She's like, I don't care. I don't care what you did or what you didn't allegedly do or keeping them hidden and all of that. My whole thing is that you helped me with my divorce and all of that. And I'm trying to figure out, how did you do that when you were also with... But that's another story. I'm upset because I'm a single mother, because my father, the father of my child, realized he was gay, and then he couldn't handle it, so he ran away. And Aaron's like, yeah, he's not sure how to face his son, how to handle it, how to be a father. I was like, wait a minute. This is messed up, because at the end of the day, if she was a lesbian, she would still be a mother. So now that Kevin's gay, he doesn't know how to be a father? Really? And I don't care what anyone says. I'm with her on that point, because we need to stop saying, oh, well, he just needs to go and find himself. No. He can find himself while taking care of his child. People do it all the time. I mean, Kevin had the actual luxury of, you know what, everything came apart and I just can't. So then I just go and run from everything, including my child, not letting anyone know where I am, dropping off from the face of the earth pretty much. Now, that's messed up. That part is messed up. So I'm glad Cherry said, I don't care what you two are doing, what you're not doing. While he's over there and you're hiding him out, he's shirking on his responsibilities. Tell him to get it together and come back. I said, oh, because her voice got deep. I said, oh, okay. And we finally see where Lady Skanks is. She's there. She's talking to some of the people of the church. You can tell that they love her. They're kind of looking at Carissa like, oh, hey, girl. Now, Lady Skanks is just saying how crazy things have been since, of course, Skanks left. But she's still holding on. And she wanted to go on this tangent. Carissa said, why don't you just come to dinner? Why don't you just come to dinner with us? Yeah, it'll be nice. She said, oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, we can talk, at dinner. Carissa. Oh, Carissa's personality. So then, I guess, are we back to part 3? Yeah, that's the crazy part, because almost half of this episode had to deal with Aaron and his father. Because the other part that I forgot to mention was that Aaron knew that he was gay ever since he was 13, or he knew for sure that he was gay since he was 13. And his father's like, you know what? That's why your mother ran away. That's why your mother wouldn't have been able to take that. Your mother would have told me. He said, Mom, told me to never tell you because she knew you couldn't handle it. I said, Mama's know best. Mama's know best. And again, he's just like, oh, he's lying. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Fully trying to convince Bishop, and I feel like himself, that, oh, it isn't what you think. It isn't what you think. Bishop's looking at Lionel like, something that milk ain't clean. Something that milk ain't clean? No. It's not. How can it be? But Bishop made very clear, are you really willing to lose the only family you have left aside for Jesus because of this? Really? No. I just want to hear it come out of your mouth, just so that you know that's what's going to happen because of all of this. Now, at the cotillion, we see that Isaiah, he's late, but he shows up. It looked like for a moment he wasn't going to. And Soros was just like, oh, yeah, look at Eddie over there. Yeah, it's just so corny. You know, Melissa had to go and ask him a million times to go with her, and it's just a mess. Like, and Sophia's looking at her like, so how did you know that? Oh, yeah, you know, I heard some things, whatever. Isaiah comes, he has glasses on. He was acting really funny. So I said, oh, he's on drugs. He's on drugs. He is on drugs. Young little trap gospel star. Hitting the high life. I mean the high life. Exactly. Hitting the high life. Now, Zora gets him to take his glasses off. They start the whole dancing thing, and it's a mess. It's a complete and utter mess because he starts to make it about him. He starts, you know, he's like, okay, now we're going to do separate turns and we're going to come back together. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I was thinking. He's taking pictures with the other girls. Sophia's looking at Zora like, that's supposed to be your dude? Odo's supposed to be your dude? You sure? You maybe you want to tell him or something? Cause I don't think so. I don't. Now, things are very weird because Lady May started drinking. She started drinking ever since she found out that Lionel possibly cheated on his wife with multiple women and her. Because I already knew that they had a romper. We already knew that. Back at the cotillion, things were going left. And I know I'm doing things a little bit out of order, but because Zora's thing was actually pretty separate, so I'm just going to go through that whole thing. What ends up happening is Isaiah gets upset because Sophia's calling him out on his stuff. Like, you don't treat my cousin right. It's just all about you. What's wrong with you? You're acting weird. You're acting funny. You're rude. I mean, she was just going in. Even Roberto was trying to get her like, she said, no. I have a voice. I'm going to use it. So then he storms out. Well, he kind of like barked at Zora essentially and then stormed out. Everyone's looking like, what is going on here? And then she runs after him. They start arguing. And he's like, oh, you know, she's your cousin. She's always saying something negative about me. Why you let her do that to me? Why it has to be me or her? I mean, what? Are you sleeping with her too or something? Is that what's going on? Like, oh, that's the drugs talking. That's the drugs talking. So then she was like, are you crazy? What's wrong with you? Why are you always acting nuts? And at one point he yokes her up as far as grabbing her arms and then shoving her into one of the pillars outside. And she was like, stop, you're hurting me. And then he was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. You know, sometimes, you know, they call me the crazy wild boy. No, sometimes I just get wild and I just love you. You just make me crazy, girl, because I love you and I need you. I said, oh, he's an abuser. He's an abuser. He's an abuser, whether it's physical, mental, or drug use. Abuse in all of those. Zora, originally she said, no, I don't have time for that. No. Why did I abuse someone that hurt? I said, yes, Zora, that's right. He was like, I'm sorry, because I'm just crazy. I just need you. You just do something to me, and I just can't live without you type of thing. She's like, oh, no, it's okay, baby. No, we'll work it out. And then they start kissing. I'm like, oh, trash. Back at the small Greenleaf, I can't even call it a manor, house, Jacob and Carissa invited Lady Skanks, and Lady Skanks was trying to see if she could go and interject and say, okay, maybe I can go and talk to the treasurer who was trying to go and say we shouldn't merge the two churches. Carissa said, I got it. No, but maybe I can help. I got it. So then she said, okay. I said, oh, we know Carissa's abrasive. And Jacob's looking at Tasha like, oh, Lord, Carissa, what'd you do now? Because then Tasha starts to cry. She said, I just miss him so much. Because, you know, I just look at his shoes. What do you mean shoes? Because he only took one pair of shoes. One pair. Yeah, he was odd. But it's just a lot going on and don't know what's going to happen next. I just walk around that condo all day. I'm thinking, so is the church still paying for that condo? Because you have no income. What is going on? Jacob consoles her by holding her hand. Carissa looking at that like, oh, God. If this chick tries to comfort the dude, we just got back on good footing. Like, I'm going to have to dead this. I'm going to have to dead this really quickly. It was interesting. Throughout this episode, we saw Grace trying to see if Darius was interested in having kids. He kept saying no. She kept trying to make sure. Since she said why, it's like, at this point, starting all the way over, no, I just rather essentially focus on the current and the now, what I have going on. So I said, oh, as long as he just likes kids, that's fine. I mean, Sophia's basically grown, so he doesn't have to do much. But I saw where Grace was trying to see if she could build a relationship with this guy. The really important question. So I'm glad that she at least asked. At the dinner table at the Greenleaf Manor estate. No, they have an estate. At the estate. Jesus. Lionel was the guest of honor, so he was at the head of the table. You know who else was there? No, you know who wasn't there? Aaron, because he already left. Aaron said, you know what, forget this mess. I'm going. As going. Audi 1000. Trust. Lady May was ready. Lady May was looking at him like, look. Because Lionel was talking about, oh, well, you know, the Bible says, because she wasn't denying, okay, yeah, of course the Bible says that about homosexuality. We got no problem. But you know what else the Bible says? And again, this isn't in support of Kevin or Aaron, because why at some point she was, I think this might have been separately, where she told Bishop, oh, Lord, if I knew that both of them were gay, I wouldn't have had the room so close to each other. I said, what? That's not how it works. Oh my God. I don't know why I thought that was so funny. Anyway, she's a mess. A mess. But her whole reason of being mad was, so the 10 Commandments are truly, oh God, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not covet. I said, oh, okay. And I said, wait a minute, you two are having a lover's quarrel right here. Lionel's trying to keep it together like, man, what are you doing? Your man is right there. Why are you're doing too much? She was so upset that because Cherry's like, oh, hey, is everything good? It's like, no, don't worry. You know, with Kevin and all this stuff, it's just very stressful, but just have to do some self-reflection on all of this. But she told Cherry something very interesting. She said, don't ever let any man determine your worth or value. And she pointed at her husband and at Lionel. Like, don't let any man determine your value or make you so off in the head. Because that was the reason why she didn't want Charity to go. Because she didn't want her baby girl chasing up under Jabari, some music executive, and then things going left. And just doing things that she normally wouldn't do because of love. Because she was saying, you know what, love, you know, women have the ability to love and feel love in a special type of way, and it makes us go, makes them go and do crazy and dangerous things. And I said, oh, you're right about that. You're right about that. She was so upset. She said, Marisol, I don't want to eat anything. I don't want to eat anything. I just want wine. Just bring me more alcohol. I said, what? You're going to drink your calories today? She doesn't want to eat anything. She just wants wine. It got that bad? That bad? Dang. Wow. Jesus. Anyway, yeah, because Lionel wasn't ready. He had no idea that Lady May was going to go in on him like that. So that was part one, because I already told you about the whole thing with Zora and Isaiah. Oh, Jesus. So then part two happens. Lady May, she's drunk. She swivels in and she berates him. Berates Lionel. She said, Negro, please. You went and slept with multiple women? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Well, you know, I only had love for you regardless of who else was in the picture. Oh, Lord, why'd you say that? So you're gonna go make me look like a fool. I almost lost my marriage. I almost lost my family. I almost lost my everything. I almost lost all types of respect in the community willing to be with you because you were selling me a dream that you were apparently selling to a few, which means more than two. You're a Christian. You're a Christian. You're worried about your son being gay, and yet you go and slip your D into every being around here. I want you to go and never, ever come back. You hear me? I said, oh. Because she was doing her usual proclivities and using her extensive vernacular to go and paint this illustrious picture, and which I enjoy thoroughly. She had sex with what's his face, Darius, because I guess she's like, you know what? New rules. New rules. She's going to sleep with whoever she wants to sleep with. You know who else is sleeping with each other? So Jacob was having sex with Carissa. He went down on her because he was trying to let her know, you're the first lady. Don't worry about where Tasha is. Don't worry about what she's doing. It's all about you. She's looking like, yeah, I don't believe it. And then shut up, you stupid. He's like, what are you about to do? And she's like, boy, you stupid. Come over here. So then they go and do it. Both of them go and do it. And at the end of the episode, we see that Lionel, he's leaving. And he says, you know what? It's just this whole thing. Bishop said, look, you want your son, you need to go and fight for him. He's not going to change. This isn't something that just changes. He wouldn't want to go through this. Why would anyone want to choose to go through this? Come on now. Go be with your son. Then Lionel said, thanks, bro. And, you know, tell May, sorry. Sorry for what? For not being here to see me off or whatever. He said, oh, okay. Bishop,